When Emily said the words, I almost laughed. Not because they were funny, because they were impossible. We were sitting across from each other at the dining table we bought when we first moved in. The table where we blew out birthday candles, spilled coffee during rushed mornings, and shared quiet dinners after long days. But that night the silence was different. Heavy. Final. She pushed her fork aside, took a slow breath and said, barely above a whisper, "Intimacy with you has faded. Daniel, I want to open the relationship." My brain froze on one word, open. She said it like a suggestion from a self-help column. Clean. Clinical. Detached. I looked at her. She couldn't look back. Her eyes stayed fixed on the rim of her wine glass, tracing circles like she was trying to disappear inside it. I didn't yell. I didn't ask who she was thinking about. I didn't beg. I just said, okay. Her head snapped up like I'd slapped her. Maybe she expected a fight, some explosion of emotion. But something inside me had gone still, like a switch flipped. In that moment I realized she hadn't been mine for a long time. Things had been off. The late nights at work. The phone turning away when I walked by. Her hands going cold in mine. I told myself it was stress, aging, routine. But deep down I knew. So when I said okay, I wasn't agreeing. I was acknowledging the ending she'd already chosen. She stared at me, disappointed. Okay. That's it. Yes, I said. Because your decision was made before you said it. She sighed like my calmness offended her, then went upstairs. I stayed at the table, remembering all our old versions, the ones who burned pancakes on Sundays and kissed like time didn't exist, the ones who believed love was enough. By midnight, the only sound left was the hum of the fridge. The next morning she acted normal. Coffee. Toast. Small talk. As if she hadn't cracked something open the night before. I watched her move around the kitchen, humming to herself, and wondered if she even realized what she'd done. When she left for work, I went to the closet. I packed a few shirts, some essentials, a couple of photos, and my dignity. By the time she came home, I was gone. Her texts came fast. Where are you? Can we talk? You can't just leave. This isn't what I meant. But it was exactly what she meant. She just never expected me to accept it. I booked a small Airbnb by the coast 2 hours away. The first nights were restless. Her words echoed like a report on our marriage. Intimacy has faded. But slowly, silence became peaceful again. I woke to the sound of waves, made coffee barefoot in the cold sand, and remembered who I was without her. By day 7, I knew I couldn't go back. On day 8, she showed up. I was sitting outside the cottage with a cup of coffee when I heard her car. That sound used to mean home. She stepped out, unsure, wind catching her hair. Daniel, she said softly, you didn't answer my messages. I nodded at the chair across from me. She sat. You can't just disappear like that, she said. I didn't disappear, I replied. You did. Long before I left. She flinched but didn't deny it. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just felt something missing. I thought opening things might fix it. You don't fix emptiness, I said, by adding more people to it. You fix it by showing up for the one you already have. She stared at her hands, twisting the ring she still wore. So what now? She whispered. Now, I said, leaning back. You do what you wanted to do. The relationship's open. You're free. She shook her head. That's not what I meant. I just wanted to feel something again. Then be honest with yourself, I said. Because I stopped being your safety net the moment you asked me to share you. She looked at me like she wanted to fight for us, to reach across the space between us, but it was too wide now. Too quiet. After a long silence, she stood. If you ever want to talk. I don't, I said gently. She froze. Then nodded, turned and walked away. I watched her taillights fade until the ocean was the only sound again. That night I slept better than I had in months. The weeks that followed were simple. Honest. I found work helping a local carpenter. My hands stayed busy. My mind stayed quiet. I learned how to cook for one. How to fill silence with peace instead of waiting for a message that never came. Sometimes I thought of her. Not painfully, just as a memory soft at the edges. One evening, watching the sun melt into the water, I realized I wasn't angry anymore. She hadn't betrayed me with some dramatic affair. She just stopped choosing me. And maybe somewhere along the way I'd stop choosing her too. I scrolled through old photos on my phone and deleted them all. Not out of spite, because I no longer needed them. Some love stories don't break. They fade. Quietly. Slowly. Like a tide pulling back from the shore. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is the simplest. Okay. That word, once a surrender, had become my peace. And in that quiet house by the coast, with the sea roaring softly outside, I finally found the one thing that had been missing long before intimacy ever did. Myself.